All right, I wanted to show you guys the latest version of Polar that adds support for group sharing. So this is a cool new feature that we've added that allows you to share documents between users, and you can actually see the annotations of the people that you're collaborating with. So in order to share something, you just need to open a document. And what I've got here is I have two virtual machines. I have an Ubuntu virtual machine. It's actually my primary desktop, and then I have a Windows virtual machine here. Um, and this is just so that way I can use a test account and my regular account. And so in order to share, you just open up the share button after you've opened up a document, and you just enter the email address and hit done, and that will blast off an invite. And then it automatically did that and created the group. And then over here, this actual group notification box just appears. And that went from, there's nothing there a second ago to one. So in order to go ahead and add this document that I just shared, you have to approve it. And you just hit the add button. And what this does is it actually is copying the documents between the user's repositories on the back end. So the document is actually immediately available here locally. It looks like there's a little bit of latency that I'm still trying to figure out. It doesn't seem to happen instantaneously. Oh, there it is. It just literally popped in. Might have to improve that, obviously. So now the document is available on both machines. So here's the cool part. And if this demo works, then I've got a somewhat working version of the sharing. So the cool part is that both users can now collaborate. So what ends up happening here is that this user just created a highlight and it's immediately available on this other machine. And the revert, so watch this document update. Mind you, these are two different machines and two different users. So if I go over here and highlight something again, and it immediately appears. Now, as the users are highlighting, they can each comment on things. So this is pretty cool. So that one commented, and then that should appear right there immediately. And you can actually see that it's got the correct user information on each one. So this knows that it's Burton, and this is the test user. And they can go back and forth and collaborate and comment on things, and they can also share flashcards, which is kind of cool too. So if user A creates a flashcard, user B should be able to see that data. I don't know if it's synced yet, so I'm going to have to work on this a little bit more. But the idea here is that eventually, this is the first version of group sharing, and this just allows individual people to form their own small groups. And we're going to keep this. This is what we call private groups, and then we're going to add support for public groups too, which anybody can just join and view. You can view them by name and by tag. And so we'll have a repository of all the groups, and you can jump in and you can see the comp sci group or the Bitcoin group, and you can add any documents in that group, and you can get automatic notifications when people highlight things or comment things. And so the idea is that very important documents will be a lot easier to discover because there are groups for them. And so you can follow all these groups. And so all the Polar users can now collaborate on sharing documents and annotating things together. If you find something cool, just stick it in a group, and other people will start reading it with you. And you can actively collaborate with things. And so part of the idea is also for web documents. You can start sticking web news and in a group and annotate things together. So this is the first version. It was so much work. The back end had to have a whole bunch of work done on it, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. So hopefully by the end of this week, it'll be ready to go out. And then you're seeing it with the new sharing changes too. So this includes the sidebar and the other video I created the other day. So, man, it's taken a lot of work to get here, but it is so nice to actually see it working and seeing both the virtual machines sync. The protocol actually is real time, so semi-real time. You get it within about 2 seconds. So when your users are collaborating back and forth, you can actually bang, bang, bang. I do think I would like to have some sort of like typing kind of message that's sent back and forth. So that might go in the future. But pretty cool.